I can't do anything with without my stats, Bob. It's all about stats in the blue-white game.
Dave, are you going to give the fans a turning point for the game?
I'll let Pickle do that. 26-0, and the blue led all the way. I would never challenge. Honestly, when I come out with this is one idea.
Yeah.
And that is that they might have the 2 best quarterbacks in the Big Ten, seeing that the Big Ten doesn't have all that many great.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like JT Barrett won't be thrilled to hear you say that, but I get where you're driving at.
Tommy Stevens looked really good, and granted, it's the blue-white game. It's a glorified scrimmage, but he just looks really comfortable for a guy who's had barely any reps.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good when he was on the field last year. He had the touchdown against Iowa. He's a matchup nightmare at 6'5", 6'4", 225.
And we can't see him run here.
I thought, you know, it is a scrimmage, but I thought that deep ball he threw to DeAndre Tompkins there in the second half hit him right in stride. It was about 45 yards in the air. I don't think, Dave, there was ever any question the guy was a big-time running threat. I think the passing skills have caught up to the running skills for Tommy.
Spins it.
He is a tremendous wild card option for this Penn State offense moving forward. And I think the way that Trace plays, he plays a physical game, and he's not the biggest guy. I think chances are you're going to see more of him in the fall.
Yeah, the risk that McSorley puts himself at, we were always afraid of it last year. He's a tough kid, but you never know because he's small. And there's our buddy, the tractor guy.
Yeah.
The other thing is, who could possibly be the next Chris Godwin, the guy who can go up or Allen Robinson, who go up and high point balls, 50-50 balls, come down with them, or do they have that option? Maybe they just have to try to blow by other guys. And when I asked Tommy Stevens who might be that guy, he came right ahead with Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, I mean,
big, tall.
Yeah, he's had everyone has had nothing but good things to say about Juwan. I will say this, as far as maybe physical talent, Dave, he's just never put it all together, and he's been limited all spring. Saeed Blacknall can play. He saw what he did in the Big Ten title game against Wisconsin.
That's the guy who can blow by you.
He got suspended for the Rose Bowl. I think he's also in that discussion, but he just can't seem to stay healthy. Juwan Johnson looks very smooth out there running routes. Every practice he was out there late working with Trace and Tommy to get better. He's taking it very seriously. I think he's definitely, at the very least, separated himself from Irvin Charles, who at the end of last year, that was the guy people were thinking, well, look what he did against Minnesota, he could be the guy. I think Juwan Johnson is clearly in line to be Penn State's third starting wideout with Deshaun and Saeed if all three are healthy.
And Tompkins, where do you put him in there? In the ballpark?
Yeah, they're going to spread the field, so they're going to use a lot of different wideouts. I think DeAndre Tompkins is going to make some plays for Penn State as well. I think the other interesting thing is, what will the Penn State offensive line look like in the fall? You didn't see a bunch of guys. Brendan Mann didn't play, Andrew Nelson didn't play, Michael Mennett didn't play, Steven Gonzalez didn't play. What you saw out there today isn't what it's going to look like in the fall. The one plus, though, is I think Connor McGovern has really fit in well at center, and I think he's a guy they feel really good about.
And it was interesting watching Chaz Wright out there against a couple of really smaller guys just dominating Simmons and Smart, but you don't really know if this is indicative in a game like this of whether they're all going 100%.
Yeah, I think Sharif Miller is a guy to keep an eye on in the fall. He had a big game in the blue-white, and also Ryan Buchholz didn't play. I think Penn State lost their two starting ends, but I think they feel really good about the end group. This is going to be, I think, a more athletic defense. And I'll tell you what, you're with Tommy in the bullpen warming up, this offense, the only player I think that they really can't do without is Saquon Barkley. They've come that far. In terms of depth.
And even then, they've got depth. It's just not that quality depth, but how could you have that quality depth?
Trace is the guy, but Tommy has shown that I think they're going to be very efficient and effective if anything happens.
James Franklin, vehement in his declaration that they're going to build what he called a championship lifestyle. And it sounded like Nick Saban in there, except with maybe Jolt Cola in him, if Nick Saban ever did that. But the guy who looks intoxicated on winning, and he is revved up. He is revved up and ready to go.
And one more thing, Dave, before we go, I think we need to give a special shout out to Mark Brennan for that.
I'm not going
for that punt almost punt catch at the halftime game.
I don't see you out there.
And that's why I'm not out there. So
I wasn't
nice job,
about
Mark.
to get out there because catching punts is hard, and I got old knees. That's it from Beaver Stadium until September 3. What is it? Akron Zips?
I think it's September 2nd.
Okay. Until then, adios.